I just had to pull this out for a second because I would like to officially document a moment where temptation creeps into my mind. So one of the verses that comes to my mind is I want to say it's in Corinthians, but it might not be. It's certainly in the New Testament, and it talks about how I think it's like desire or temptation like gives birth to sin or something like that. It has to do with like it gives birth to sin, and it's like a verse that stuck out to me like a while back, and it resonated because basically, like, I don't know, it basically develops. If you have like a temptation, a desire, and you just don't do anything about it, like it will grow and then develop to give birth to sin. So it might be dormant or not active, but then later when the opportunity presents itself, it gives birth to sin. Because really it's like a weak spot, right? And so tell me why all I did was I engaged in, like I texted somebody and I thought about how I have plans to go line dancing tomorrow night. And all of a sudden my brain makes up this scenario that made me really upset. And like as I'm sitting in this, like I almost start crying. That's how intense it is. It's like I'm thinking of a scenario and I just hear the words like, that's not real, come like into my mind, and I'm just thinking it's God being like, that's not real, like that's not real. And so I had to like lock in for a second, but then my guard was down and I was like, and it's weird, the way that it works is that I don't really have thoughts. It's more like I have plans formulating in my mind, like a little picture, like a little movie in my brain of like, what am I to do next? And you know, it happens, this naturally happens all the time. I think about what I'm going to do when I go home without actually saying to myself, I'm going to do this when I go home. I just literally think about what I'm going to do when I go home. And like I have to park my car, so I visualize parking my car and, you know, what have you. Okay, that's off track. The whole thing that I'm trying to get at is that I had this like visualization moment of taking a shot. Okay? And I'm in a weak spot, okay? And I have to be vulnerable and I have to be honest. Oh, someone's calling me. Hold on. Hello?
Hey, princess, what you doing?
Driving home.
Oh, okay. I thought you were home.
I only stopped by home, but I had to pick up a gift and then go drop it off.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, so I just like, I was like, okay, earlier I was reading the book, You Are Not Alone, and literally like was underlining, reading, it was resonating, and it was like, what our pain turns us to what we trust. And it was like straight up, it was like saying, it's talking about drugs and alcohol and how like we treat it like a god because we treat it as truth, and we treat it as like something that has answers and something that numbs our pain. Another phone call. Hello?
You going to the gym?
I already went today. Sorry.
Okay.
Have fun though.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
And like, I'm like, no. And in my mind, I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this. Like, I've been doing this with like, you know, YouTube or like movies. ALCOHOL. And like, I'm not even going to defend myself. Okay? I'm not going to justify it. I'm not going to say, oh, it's not a lot. It's not as much as it used to be. Even though it is. But I'm not going to justify it that way. Because it's like, regardless, like, that's what my brain just went to. And it's like, oh my gosh. And you know what sucks? Is that in my head, as I'm speaking this, I'm thinking, like, oh, it's very likely that I could go home after confessing this and do it. I could. I feel like I'm on this, like, 50-50 line where I'm like, I could. And, like, I feel the need to confess that. It's like, well, like, I don't want to, but I feel like I could. I feel like I might. I don't want to, though. And I want to go home. I'm saying this right now so that I don't, like, because when I keep it to myself, like, there's nobody keeping me accountable, and that's why it's so easy for me to, like, you know. And so I don't want that to be my source of, like, that's what I trust. Because it's not. Like, because every time, like, I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I hate this. Why would I turn to that? That's so dumb. That's so stupid. That's so unreliable. And then this thought comes into my mind. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. That would do something, wouldn't it? And then I'm like, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't do that. It wouldn't help you. Are you stupid? Yes, I am. And I'm going crazy. But I don't want to do it. I don't. I'm like really wrestling with myself, okay? You know what? Because I'm talking to the camera. Okay, ready? You're gonna keep me, well, not really. It's just the act of doing it, okay? Who should I text? Sorry, I'm trying to think of somebody who's in town. I gotta pick it up. I'm in the left lane. People are hauling booty, and I'm not. Okay. Text Stacy Moore.
What do you want to say to Stacy?
Hey, do you think we can have a phone call or meet up sometime soon? I'm just struggling with a few things.
It says, hey, do you think we could have a phone call or meet up sometime soon? I'm just struggling with a few things. Send it?
Yeah.
Done.
Look at that. I'm reaching out, okay? And I firmly believe that I would not have done that if I didn't pull this thing out. Like, you're not a real person, and you're not what solves my problems, okay? That's Jesus's thing. But I'm an external processor, and I don't think if I would have gotten these things out, like, I don't think I would have texted that. My lovely lady. Okay. I need to lock in. I'm gonna pray. So, yeah, I'm gonna say bye-bye. May the Lord bless you, keep you, may his face shine upon you, and GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so, outfit change, slay. It's my third outfit change, fourth outfit change of today. This morning I had my gym clothes on, and then I had to change for my little interview clothes, and then I went home and I changed into a little bit of a comfy clothes, and then I changed back into a little bit of a nicer outfit because I'm gonna go get my nails done. Cause look, come on, Audrey's nails have never in her whole almost 21 years of life looked like that. So I had a come to Jesus moment. Went home and I was praying and I was like, God, you know, I had a little conversation with him. And then I was like, I'm gonna go home. And I was starving, by the way. I was so hungry. And I was like, God, I don't want food to fill me. I want you to fill me. So I'm gonna go straight to my closet and we're gonna chit chat. I got my Bible. I closed my closet. I have a walk-in closet so I can like sit, lay, whatever. So I got my Bible and I was like, I need you. And so the verse John 5:18 came to mind, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. So I had to open it up, and I read through it, and it was after Jesus had performed a miracle on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees were pissed. They wanted to kill him. And so verse 5:18 was, for this reason they wanted to kill him all the more. Not only did he break the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God. And I kind of read, it was like 16 through like 24-ish, like in that area, and I was kind of just like meditating on this like fact that one of the verses was also like Jesus was saying like the Son can do nothing without the Father. And then I was meditating on the whole like the Pharisees wanting to kill him because he was doing what the Father asked him to do. And I could see myself in this position. So like one of the best things about Christianity and about worshiping Jesus is like knowing that he's been in my shoes. And so this was a moment where I was like, okay, like he's been here. And like, I'm not saying that I performed a miracle and that people on earth are trying to kill me, but I'm talking the sense of feeling attacked for my faith, like spiritually, of course. So what I'm experiencing is spiritual warfare, and Jesus was in that spot, except it was a little bit different, but still, like everything that you look at in Jesus's life is he was living a life that we now live. Like he lived the same life, so he was attacked. Every time I'm attacked, well, Jesus is like, yeah, me too. That happened to me. Like I know what you're feeling. And so I was kind of just like meditating on that, and then I felt like God really wanted me to like kind of sit and chew on the verse 18. That's why I have it memorized. For this reason they wanted to kill him all the more. Not only did he break Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God. And so I sat there and I was just like reading it over and over again. And so yeah, I felt like so much better. And then I just like prayed things out. I prayed about the whole thing that like even like stirred up this temptation, and I kind of just like offered it. I tried to like find the root and then rip it out. Be like, this is why I feel this way. This is why I don't want to feel this way. I shouldn't, but I do. Like this is what I'm feeling, and I know I shouldn't be feeling that way, but I am. You know, just this whole conversation and kind of feeling like I humbled myself. Humble yourself before the Lord, and he will lift you up. That's what he does. Like, God, I'm humbling myself before you. This is what it is, okay? And so, yeah. Then I had a conversation with my mom about college. So it was this, yeah, it's a really nice moment. I feel much better, and I also felt like the verse was also talking about the work that Jesus did, and he was like, you know, he does what the Father does, or he does what he sees the Father doing. He's like, you know, the Father works every day, and Jesus was basically saying like, I'm gonna work every day too. And I kind of felt drawn to like find that thing that I need to be doing, or like a thing that I need to be doing, because Jesus was working every day, and so like I want to be like him and also find that work to do, if that makes sense. Like feeling like that will help, I guess. Yeah, so well, you were really in this roller coaster with me, and now maybe you'll be in the loop when later I'll be like, that one time. Not that anybody actually keeps up like that. I am not confident at all in that. I just kind of say that because it's become routine for me, and so like part of me wants to assume that it's become routine for somebody else. All my videos get at least one view, so that could mean, in a world of anything being possible, that could mean the same person is watching it. So yeah, that's my experience today with battling temptation and how I conquered. PTL! Praise the Lord. Okay, I'm about to go get my nails done, but you knew that. So may the Lord bless you, keep you, may his face shine upon you, and GoPro stop recording.